All right, everyone, please make sure you are on mute. Right. All right, the person who has the dark screen with iPhone, what is your name? The person right here who's moving around his house, what is your name?
Joseph Balboa.
No relation to Rocky.
That's my client,
No,
Judge.
ma'am.
We're here.
All right. You're the only person who got that reference, John.
I got it. He got it too. I think I'm sure he's heard it many times in his life.
I got it, Judge.
Thank you. You know,
Suck up.
you never learn your age until you give references and nobody gets your references. All right, everyone. Happy Wednesday. It's Wednesday, not Monday. Let's not try to turn this into a difficult Monday. Let's keep it as a happy Wednesday. We're halfway through the week. We can almost see the weekend. These are the rules of the 187 District Court. You are in a courtroom. So what that means is whatever you could not do if you were in the courtroom physically, you cannot do on this Zoom screen. Zoom is a privilege, it's not a right. If you behave inappropriately on the Zoom screen, what's going to end up happening is your Zoom privileges will be revoked. Now, what does that mean really? What that means is if you are at the Bexar County Jail, that means that we're going to see you in probably 90 days because everyone knows there's a shortage at the jail. If you are on bond, that means that you're going to be required to appear in person in the 187 District Court. 187 District Court is located at 300 De La Rosa. It's downtown. And this is what you're going to have to do if you have to come downtown. You're going to have to either get an Uber or a Lyft. If not that, then you're going to take the Via Bus. Via Bus does not give change back. In the 90s, when I rode the Via Bus, they still didn't give change. And guess what? When you need exact change, you don't have it. So that bus ride is probably going to cost you $10 to $20. Or if you're lucky and you have a vehicle and you drive downtown, you're going to find a lot of one-ways. We're starting late because people who were supposed to be here had flat tires because there's a lot of construction and people just have nails in the roadway. So if you're able to make it downtown, then you're going to find that parking is extremely expensive. So everyone, again, let's obey the rules. The people at the jail, you're not allowed to use the chat. You're not allowed to use the internet. If you do any of these things, you're going to be sent back. To all of you who are bond, don't wear baseball caps. My list keeps getting longer. Don't wear baseball caps. Don't be cooking at your home while you're on Zoom. Don't be eating breakfast while you're on Zoom. We all would love to have breakfast. I haven't had breakfast. I'm sure some of the attorneys have not had breakfast this morning. Do not do that. If you are at your job, then you need to let them know that you're in court and you need to take a break. To all of the people who are on bond, there is only one time your screen should go dark. Well, two times I've learned. One is if you're signing paperwork and you're on the phone and you're using your phone for your Zoom, or two, somebody calls in, which you need to decline to pick up and your video will be down for only a short time. Aaron, what is your last name? You're on mute.
Sturm, S-T-U-R-M.
All right, to all of those who are accused, who are defendants, Your attorney's name will be called. Your name will not be called. If you do not hear your attorney's name, that means your attorney had to appear in person in another court, or either they had to Zoom at another court. Be patient. We'll get them here as quickly as possible. So this is the order in which the attorneys will appear. If you see you're low on the list and you wish to Zoom to another court, you're more than welcome to Zoom to another court. However, if you're Zooming to another court and your name is called, you will be placed at the end of the list. Cecil Bain, Charles Bonk, Jay Norton, John Kuntz, Monica Guerrero, Orlando Castagnon, Will Brooks, Daniel De La Garza, Bridget Garza, Arlene Gay, Christine Mendiola, Mark Darling, Luis Martinez, Carissa Chukowski, and Neil Kalfas. Is there any attorney who is on the Zoom and I did not call your name? All right then, attorneys. It will make it easier and faster for us to move through this process if you add to your name the name of your client and whether or not it's criminal trial division or family violence. Everyone, I'm going to open breakout rooms. When I open the breakout rooms, it will invite everyone to go to a breakout room. Do not, I repeat, do not go to a breakout room unless I specifically call you by name and assign you to a breakout room. To all defendants and those who are accused, your attorney is probably going to want to speak to the prosecutor before they speak to you. Attorneys, think of those breakout rooms as going to the doctor. When your appointment is at 9 a.m. and you get there at 8:45 a.m. because they want you to fill out some paperwork that you're wondering, why do I have to fill this out? I've already filled it out before. But then they call your name immediately. You're happy. And guess what? They're sending you to a smaller room, hence the breakout room, and they're just checking your weight and your blood pressure. To attorneys, if you have a plea bargain agreement, no matter how small that is, please put it in the chat box to the court coordinator. She's listed as Ferguson coordinator. Please do not chat her, email, text her, or call her asking for a continuance. I'm the only person who can do that. All right, everyone, let's have a happy Wednesday. Cecil Bain, thank you for changing your name. I'm going to send you to breakout room. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning. Charles Blanc, I think you're here on RC Curtis. Is that correct?
Yes, Judge. I also have Sean Foster.
All right. I believe we're waiting for Mr. Darrell Harris. So let me send you to a breakout room on Sean Foster first. I'll send you to number 4.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Jay Norton.
Morning, Judge. Here for Jacob Garcia. Been dealing with Michelle Hayden.
Okay. Jay Norton, you didn't change your name. So you're Jacob, what's the last name?
Garcia, ma'am.
Family violence?
Yes, ma'am.
Jay, I will tell you, Monica Guerrero has changed her name and she's in a vehicle. She's not moving because we don't allow driving, but she did change the name.
Nope.
All right, I'm going to send you to number 5.
Well, Monica is far more than I am.
Well, I don't know what John Kuntz, he hasn't
Thank
changed his name either. That's okay.
Judge, I have 3 defendants on today's docket. I'd fill up the whole screen. You wouldn't be able to see.
Okay, so what's your first guy?
Let's start with Douglas Hughes. It's a violation report.
All right, and is that family violence or criminal trial division?
It's criminal trial, Judge.
All right, who's your next person?
Let's do Joseph Balboa. That's going to be family.
All right, and then who else?
I have a young man named Crispin Valles, but I don't see him on the screen.
How do you spell the last name? I'm always fuzzy on my double L's.
Valles.
Criminal trial division or family violence?
That's going to be criminal trial.
And your name has been added to. Thank you, John.
Look at you. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to send you to number 6.
Thank you.
Monica Guerrero. Hi, is it family violence or criminal trial division?
Family violence, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to send you to number 7. Orlando Castagnon.
Morning, Judge. CTD with Trey Duncan.
I'll see you to number 8.
Thank you, Judge.
Will Brooks. I'll see you to number 9.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Daniel De La Garza, thank you for changing your name. I'll send you to number 10.
Well, Your Honor, I have an offer. May I confer with my client
Yes, is that Brian?
or Rona? And there's a new number 1 on this MTR, so I don't know how we handle that, but I
Okay.
think we'd like to wait for. Okay,
All right, I'll send you to 10.
thank you, Your Honor.
And it's before you go, your client is in custody, correct? All right, number 10, please. Bridget Garza.
Hi, Judge. Good morning. Daniel Flores and Mariah Blanton. I was conferring with Michelle Hayden.
All right, I'll send you to 11. Thanks for
Thank you.
changing your name. Arlene Gay, I'll send you to number 12. Christine Mendiola.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Hi, who is your client?
That would be Jenny Trevino. We're set for an MTR.
Criminal Trial Division or Family Violence?
I think it's just criminal trial.
Okay. I'll send you to Lucky Breakout Room number 13.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mark Darling. I'll send you to 14.
Thank you, Judge.
You're
Hold on.
welcome. Luis Martinez.
Judge, I'm in the courtroom.
Yes, who do you have?
I've got Austin Young. It's Joe Ray's case. We're conferring on that right now.
All right, thank you. Carissa Chowosky.
Good morning, Judge. We are in the courtroom as well with my client, Igor Elinsky.
All right, who's your client?
Igor Elinsky.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
It's a family violence.
All right. Let me see if we have a family violence. The family violence prosecutors are in breakout rooms at the moment. So as soon as they come out of the breakout rooms, I'll assign you. Neil Kalfas, thank you for changing your name.
You're welcome, Your Honor. Neil Kalfas on behalf of Darren Doe's Family Violence. I've talked to Michelle Hayden, and I'll wait patiently till I'm assigned.
Oh, thank you. I'm sending you number 15.
Thank you.
All right. Any other attorneys who have not been assigned to breakout rooms? All right, then I'm going to fill out some paperwork. And to the clerks, I'm sending paperwork back to you. Michael Sawyer. Thank you. Sign it.
Good morning, Judge. It's Ryan. Could you make me a co-host, please?
Yes. Just one second. There you are.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, and attorneys, if you are ready, if you'll make sure that you come back on screen and raise your hand. All right, Charles Bonk.
Yes, Judge.
All right, are you ready on Sean Foster?
Sure.
Oh, have you had a chance to speak with an attorney or, I mean, a
I
prosecutor?
spoke, yeah, Judge, we're just here. We filed a motion to remove his monitor. So if you want to move us to the end, or I mean, whatever you need to do, but that's all it is on Mr. Foster.
All right, is there an
So
agreement?
it's similar to Mr. Curtis's motion.
Is it agreed to or no?
No.
All right, so where's Mr. Foster?
I thought he was on, I think my office was talking to him a while back, trying to telling him how to get on. So
Okay, he is not on Zoom.
he says he's on.
Sean Foster, where are you?
Yes, ma'am.
He's Galaxy Judge.
All right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, Mr. Foster. Just give me a moment. All right, who's the prosecutor on Foster?
Marcus.
All right. All right, the court is going to call NIMAC number 619174, 619175, 619177. Are those all of the cases, Mr. Bach? You're on mute, Mr. Bach.
And Judge, and also I didn't get a chance, I just saw now to let Mr. Bunk know that those cases have been indicted, so they have cause numbers now.
All right, if you could give us the cause numbers, Mr. Sanders.
Yes, they are 2022 CR 1543, 4, 5, and 6.
So 2022 CR 1453.
1543. 44, 45, and 46.
All right. So do you have that, Mr. Bach?
I have those numbers now. I'm looking at them now. They were indicted on February the 9th, it appears.
All right, could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Marcus Sanders.
for the defense?
Charles Bunk.
And are you Sean Foster?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No objection.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Foster, do you have any objection with us proceeding by video?
No, ma'am.
And each of the three cause numbers, the defense has filed motions to amend conditions of release on bond. State, have you had a chance to review those motions?
Yes, Judge.
And are you ready to proceed?
Yes, Judge.
All right, defense, it's your motion. You may begin.
Judge, I would just restate kind of what I put into the motion. He's been on the monitor since June the 19th of 2021. At the time we filed the motions were filed prior to the indictment, but nonetheless, he was, as you know, now recently indicted. But we're asking that the court, he's had no violations. He had no issues at all on the monitor since June the 19th of 2021. So that being almost 8 months, to the day, almost 8 months to the day, we'd ask the court to consider his positive behavior on the monitor and remove the monitor at this time. He certainly has proven to the court that he's not a risk of not appearing, and I believe he's worthy of this request.
All right. State.
And Judge, if I could have just a moment, I'm sorry, I'm gathering our exhibits that we intend to offer, which would be his criminal history and the reports for this case. Our argument would basically be based off of his criminal history and the fact that he was already on bond for the case from February 2021, which is the 2022 CR 1546. And the GPS was then ordered once he picked up the 3 new offenses of evading and assault peace officer.
All right. So could someone tell me the 3 cases that are before the court, what are the offenses?
Just, there should be 4. There's possession with intent to deliver 4 to 200, and evading second, and evading with vehicle, and an assault peace officer.
All right. And Mr. Foster, I don't take any of these allegations to be true because I haven't received facts as it relates to that or testimony. But the possession with intent to deliver, 4,200 grams. What's the offense date of that alleged offense?
February 9th, 2021,
The evading second, the offense date, please.
June 19th, 2021,
The evading in a vehicle,
June 19th, 2021,
and the assault on a peace officer.
June 19th, 2021.
All right. Mr. Bach, why, other than the fact that he's been on GPS, why else should it be removed? Other than the length of time.
Well, the amount of time that I don't think a condition of bond to this extent is warranted for these offenses. The state clearly is not that concerned about these new offenses. They took 8 months to indict him. So clearly, I think that speaks volumes about their concern about this guy. If they were concerned, they'd have gotten on their job. They'd have indicted him a lot faster than 8 months. They've had nothing else to do. So I think the amount of time they took to indict him is reflective of the quality of the new cases from the state's perspective. I think that the bonds and the conditions of bond should, obviously they're supposed to make sure the defendant comes to court, which he has and continues to do. There's no reason to believe he's a flight risk, which would be the only other reason potentially for the monitor. So I think it's, for lack of a better word, overkill. There's nothing aggravating about these cases. There's no allegation of any weapons. So I don't believe it's warranted in this case. And I'd ask the court to, consider the amount of the bonds he posted, to consider his attendance to the court, and the fact that he's been on the monitor for 8 months without any violations. It'd be different if he'd had trouble. If you'd seen him over and over again, then I could see your hesitancy. But in this case, you have not seen him once. So I think that compliance, as well as the other things I stated, would warrant the removal of the device.
All right, the court will deny the motions and continue with tracking only, and fees are waived.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
And I'll stand by for Mr. Curtis once you're ready for us on that.
We're ready on Mr. Spears. Are you ready on Mr. Curtis?
Judge, I'm still waiting for Mr. Harris.
Can I break out with Stephen to talk to? We're gonna kind of change what we're asking for. I just wanted to let Stephen know what's going on that.
Sure. If you'll go back to your original breakout room, number 4, Mr. Spears will meet you there.
It's the Jeff Davis party room.
Yeah. Okay. I get that reference.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Mr. Sawyer, who are you here for? You're on mute. Okay, while he unmutes, Mr. Simmons, who are you here for?
I'm here for Mr. Garcia.
What's the first name? Let me see if I can find it.
George Garcia, Judge. I'm sorry.
No problem. Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial division, Judge.
Okay. I'll send you to breakout room number number 15.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Judge Mike Sawyer, I'm off mute.
All right, thank you. Who do you have?
I have 2 cases this morning, Your Honor. I have Carlos Moniz and Rosa Tovar.
Are they both criminal trial division?
Yes, ma'am, they are.
All right, I'm going to send you to number 16. As always, good to see you.
Good to see you. I should be back shortly. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Judge, may I approach?
Just one moment.
Yes, ma'am.
Carissa Chawoski.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm here.
All right, who are you
Can you
here
hear me?
for? Yes.
Igor Alinsky. You had, I'm waiting for the family violence breakout room.
Okay.
I'm in the courtroom, Judge.
All right, thank you. I'll
Thank
send you to a breakout room. I know you're in the courtroom, but you're on your computer. I'll send you to breakout room number 17.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, Jay Norton.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
I've conferred with Michelle Hayden, and what we'd actually like to do is see if you could give us more time to continue conferring. It's a game of inches, apparently. We're getting closer, potentially. We didn't take the present offer, but
Who is your client?
it is Jacob Garcia.
Is Jacob Garcia in custody or on bond?
He is on bond and he is on the Zoom.
All right, this has been going on since April of 2021. So his plea deadline date was today.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll extend you for your plea deadline date for the beginning of March, but after that, it will be no further extensions.
Okay. Can I ask that we don't do the first week because I'm going to be out of state in a place where there was going to be no internet.
Where are you going to be?
It's outside of Taos, up in the mountains.
So you're out and having a vacation. Brent, I would love to have a vacation. I can't
Well, I
remember the
have to
last
get a
time
new-
I had one.
It's been a while for myself, but I have to get a picture to put on as my virtual screen there.
Oh, so now he's like, I'm actually doing it for court. I'm trying to give you a new
Yeah.
scenery.
I'm doing you, Judge. I want you to be able to see a picture of the mountains.
Okay. Ms. Ferguson, on Jacob Garcia, can I have a reset for the second week in March, please? All right, we're going to come back on March 10th.
March 10th?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
All right, thank you. You and your client are excused. Mr. Garcia, that's going to be your plea deadline date, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Okay. We'll talk later, Jacob.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too.
Anyone else back from the breakout room? Any attorneys?
Judge, this is Luis Martinez. I've conferred with Joe Ray and we've got our case resolved, but we do need to address that violation report.
Okay, and which case do y'all have resolved?
So Judge, he's got an MTR and he's got a new number one. And so we're going to plead to a cap offer on the new number one and then come back and handle the two cases together. That's our plan.
All right.
Subject to court's approval.
Yes, well, if you will put in the chat box, or Joe Ray, if you'll send that agreement to Ms. Ferguson, and we'll get the paperwork ready.
Right. Judge, my concern, I'm obviously I'm here in the courtroom and it would be a little
Yes.
difficult. Would we be able to address the VR and assuming that my client's able to leave on his own, under his own power?
Yes.
Maybe go back to my office and do the paperwork there.
Yes. So who are you doing the paperwork on?
Austin Young on the new number one, Judge.
All right. So,
And then we'll enter a plea of true on the MTR as well.
okay. All right. Well, Jess, give us a moment.
Thank you, Judge.
Your Honor, this is Arlene Gay.
Yes.
I'm coming out of breakout room with Michael Villarreal regarding Aaron Strum case. I had filed a motion to alter and amend conditions of bond, and we've discussed it, and we'd like to alter that my client can speak through a third person in order to communicate with the complaining witness in this case, and that would be the maternal mother, his mom, the complaining witness's mom. And we'd like to make that alteration so those conversations can be had through a third person since there's a child involved.
All right. If you all send me an agreed order.
Okay.
And I will sign that.
And also, we are, I did confirm very meaningfully today, and there's some things I need to get Michael in the case. And we would like just a regular reset if possible.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Aaron Schramm, can I have a regular reset, please? 30 days. And March 24th.
Thank you, Your Honor. And Aaron, you can get off the call.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And, Michael, I don't know if it's your case or not, but and number 17 is Tchaikovsky on Igor Zelensky.
I can go ahead and chat with her.
Okay, thank you. Everyone, just give me a moment, please.
And Judge, Mike Sawyer's case is ours too, but I'll go in there and change his name.
Okay, sure, no problem. Thank you. All right, and then one moment, Mr. Martinez, while I find the VR on Mr. Young. Mr. Martinez, did you and Mr. Garcia confer on the state's motion to increase bond?
Judge, we haven't. I know that from speaking with the state yesterday that they were going to, I knew they were going to file it, but we're hoping to address that during the VR.
Okay, just one moment. Let me get my file.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
No, we don't know. So it's gonna be, well, we're gonna play today, and we don't know what's gonna happen. We're gonna.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a certificate.
All right. Are parties ready to take up the matter on the violation report?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Deputy Laura, if I could have Mr. Young come forward, please. All right, we're proceeding on NYMAC number 636378, State of Texas versus Austin Young. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Joe Ray Garcia.
For the defense?
Luis Martinez, Judge.
And are you Mr. Young?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're here on a fourth violation report. I'll note for the record that the defense counsel and the defendant are in the courtroom. Any objections to us proceeding by video, state?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
No, Judge.
Mr. Young?
No, ma'am.
All right, so we're here on a fourth violation report. State?
Yes, Judge, we did file a motion to increase bond. However, we are discussing, it does look like we have come to an agreement. So I don't know if it makes it moot at this point. He also has an MTR, which is his third MTR that's pending, which would be part of the agreement. If it's not, we are asking to increase the bond. It's his fourth violation report. He's continued to show not to obey court orders. So for those reasons that he abide by the orders, which he's continually not willing to, we ask for the increase of bond from 10,000.
All
Repeat
right,
the
so-
number.
The bond is currently set at 10,000. In our motion, we are asking for $20,000 bond.
Well, Mr. Martinez, as you know, that our issue and the court's issue is that he continues to drink alcohol and skip tests.
Judge, that's the, you know, and Judge, I'm not gonna be able to come up here and say, well, Judge, this is the one dirty blow, it's the one skip test. Because he's had compliance issues, and that's really what he's had. So, Judge, he's no longer driving, he no longer has a vehicle, so we had some issues getting him switched over to a mobile unit. So that was the first couple of violation reports. The second violation report, I'm sorry, the third, that the court will remember from last week was he's on partial house arrest. He stayed at a friend's apartment, and he was less than compliant with GPS when they called him. Now we have a situation where he's blown dirty. They're not really high bracks, but I mean, he's blown dirty and then he skipped his retest. So we know what's going on. Judge, Mr. Young has two problems in life. He has a substance abuse dependency and he has a maturity problem. I'll be very frank.
Sorry, what did you say? What was the last issue?
A maturity problem, Judge, a growing up problem. And I've been very frank with him, and I've been very clear with him that he is getting closer to giving both the state and the court no choice but to put him in prison. I've been very, very, very clear with him on that. Judge, he is, the case is pre-indictment. We are going to waive indictment today. We're going to plead to the new case. It's going to be an opposed offer. It's a cap offer. So we'll need a PSI. We're going to, with the court's permission, reset the MTR with that and enter a plea of truth. So we're in good faith. We want to show the court that we want to move this towards a resolution. And this is the resolution I saw all along, was pleading the two cases together. Mr. Young he's been proactive in his substance abuse issues right now. He's gotten himself enrolled over at a sober living home. He's going to be living there for right now. He's wanted to maintain his job and he's done well at work, but obviously his substance abuse issues are getting in the way of that. And if you put him in jail, he's not going to be able to do that. Judge, you can increase his bond and being very frank with the court, his family does have the ability to make the bond that the court's asking and the state's asking for. So, I mean, that will be a momentary or a temporary incarceration. We'll get him back out on bond. So I don't think that gets us to where we need to be. I think right now he's going to put his faith in the court. He's going to put his future in your hands. And I think that if he doesn't get it right now and understand that he has to stay in complete and total compliance with the court's orders, he's never going to get it. So what I'm asking the court to do is not to increase the bond, to allow us to plead this new case out, to reset the cases together, and then judge if he starts making positive, steps towards showing the court that he's working hard, then I know that that'll go better for him when the court considers probation. And if he continues to screw around, then he might as well just show up on that day and say, Judge, I'm ready to go in.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. I'm going to issue a judge's warrant. I'm going to remand him without bond. And Mr. Martinez, if you want to come back within next week, and the court will most definitely reconsider.
Okay.
But I've been trying to get Mr. Young's attention. And Mr. Young, here's the issue. When you are drinking and driving, so much could go wrong. And I just can't have someone who's on a DWI third and they continue to drink alcohol. All right, so that's what the court will do. And Mr. Martinez, we can come back next week. And if you would like to do the plea, we can still do the plea today, or if you want to do the plea next week, and we can do it next week.
Judge, let's go ahead and get it done today. Just we want to show the court that we want to get this resolved.
All right, thank you.
Okay, we'll start working on that.
Thank you. All right, Matthew Finch.
Good morning, Your Honor. Judge. I have Joseph Ramirez, Judge.
Criminal Trial Division or Family Violence?
Criminal trial, Judge. In fact, I probably need to speak with Mr. Groomer on that one.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 18.
Thank you, Judge.
Monica Karolak. I know I'm mispronouncing that.
That's fine, Judge. Monica Kerala, I'm here for Dan Rodriguez, and I apologize. Let me pull over. I'm leaving the Atascosa courthouse right now.
Oh, no, we'll wait till you get to a position.
Okay, can I log back in about 25 minutes? I think I'm 25 minutes from the office.
Sure, no problem.
All right, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Are we ready on RC Curtis? Are the parties ready on RC Curtis?
Yes.
This
Judge.
party is.
Yes, Judge, we
the
are.
Party up in here.
Okay. Charles always brings the heat, right? All right. Court is calling 2019 CR 10230, State of Texas versus RC Curtis. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Stephen Spear and Daryl Harris for the state.
For the defense?
Charles Bunk on behalf of Mr. Curtis.
All right. And Mr. Langlois is also the lead attorney on this case. Mr. Bunk, do you wish to proceed without Mr. Langlois' presence?
Yes, I'm fine with that.
All right. And are you RC Curtis?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Curtis, are you okay with proceeding without Mr. Langlois being present?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No.
All right, the court is in receipt of two motions. The first motion is to amend conditions of release on bond, and I have a second motion to amend conditions of release on bond. Defense, are you withdrawing your first motion to amend conditions of release on bond?
I'm withdrawing the motion that involved him changing residency. I believe that was my first motion, but I just want so there's no confusion. I'm withdrawing his request to move to Kerrville.
All right, and that is what that motion says. So the court will note on the record that the motion to amend conditions of release on bond to change the defendant's residency, wherein the defendant will reside with his mother-in-law and stepfather-in-law, is withdrawn by the defense.
And that was at Mr. Curtis's request, just for the record.
Thank you. All right, then the next thing we have is the second motion to amend conditions of release on bond. State, have you had a chance to review defense's motion?
Yes, we have, Your Honor.
And State, are you ready to proceed?
We are, Your Honor.
All right, defense, it's your motion.
As we're asking for two different, we have two different requests. The first is involves him being able to leave his residence tomorrow and attend the San Antonio Livestock Show and Rodeo. And then the second request, also in the same motion, is for him to go to the city of Post, Texas, which is just south of Lubbock, to see a grandchild and attend some family events. And all the dates, the pertinent dates and information are all included in my motion. So that's what we're requesting.
All right.
He obviously will comply with the no contact, the concerns we've had on previous motions similar to this. He will comply with the no contact order. He will continue to wear the monitor. And as the court is aware, he has been very good at all of those things. And we've had no issues since he's been released on bond.
All right, defense.
I'm
sorry, state.
Oh, yes, Your Honor.
I did mean to state. Here's the problem. When you're on Zoom, and I don't think people realize it, sometimes the boxes jump around on my end, even though it's not jumping around on your end. So when I looked at you, the face that popped up was Charles Bunk and not yours. So
no.
All right, state.
That would make his wife very happy.
Well, Judge, I have conferred with defense on this, and as long as all other regulations are still adhered to, we have no objection to defense's motion.
All right, and just so the defense and the state are aware, if the defense files a motion and the state is in agreement with it, if you all will send the agreed order, then we won't need to have the hearing. However, if it's something that you all agree to that I don't agree with, Ms. Ferguson will let you know that I want more information and you'll have to come in.
Yes, I will do that. I will do that, Judge, from now on. I wasn't sure the court wanted to do it, since considering the charge he's facing, I didn't know how the court wanted to handle that, but I'll do that in the future.
And Your Honor, I believe Mr. Curtis is trying to indicate he wants to say something.
Mr. Buck, does Mr. Curtis wish to say something?
I hope not, but I don't know that. I would recommend that he didn't, because he got everything he asked for, but unless he's going to say thank you to the judge.
The date is February 17th, and the date is March 12th through March 17th is what's in the motion that the court has.
That is correct, Judge. Mr. Curtis, is that correct?
No, only the 19th, not the 17th, the 19th.
Oh, he's changed performances on me. I'm sorry, the 19th.
State, he's saying that he will be in on number 2. And I'm just saying number 2 because I hate for addresses to be put on Zoom. But on number 2, he's saying it's not March 12th.
No, Judge, I'm sorry.
17th.
It's not February 17th for the rodeo. It's February 19th.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Condition 1.
Oh,
all right. So is there an objection to that change to the 19th?
Judge, we would have no objection. And just so we're clear, Mr. Bunk, everything in regards to number 2, when he's in post, those dates are still correct.
That is correct.
I see.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there anything else from either side?
That's all we have, Judge.
No, Your Honor.
All right. So where are we, Mr. Bont? Do you know when Mr. Langlois will be back with us?
I do not, Judge. I've been unable to contact him. So, without going into anything further on the Zoom,
Yes.
The answer is no. I don't know.
Okay. So that motion has been signed. Mr. Curtis, you're excused, but to the defense and the state, if I could see you in breakout room number 1, please.
Yes, Your
Thank
Honor.
you.
Roger, Your Honor.
And Daryl, I believe you're listed as a co-host, so you should be able to move.
Roger that.
Thank you. Ms. Ferguson, could I see you in breakout room number 1? And Brenda, if you could come to number 1 with us, please.
Yes, ma'am.
And everyone, just give us a moment.
How do I do that?
I'll move you, Daryl.
All right, Nathan Slimane.
Your Honor, good morning. John Matthew Torres was a recall from yesterday. He is present in the courtroom.
Yes.
And I have received an offer from the state that I'd like to, a little bit of time to discuss with Mr. Torres. There is also a substantial amount of discovery that the state was going to still request that I'd like to review before we commit to taking any agreement. But that's kind of where we're at after yesterday. He just was not able to get in through Zoom. So I asked him to appear this morning in person.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Torres, my understanding that you couldn't work the Zoom, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I mean, you should go to YouTube and go to Google what young people do to see how to work it, okay?
Yes.
So you can continue to appear in person, or you can appear by video at your home. You just have to learn how to do it, all right?
Okay.
So do you have all the discovery on this case, Mr. Slimane?
No, Judge, not as of yet. During our discussion yesterday, we realized there's several items that the state is going to need to still request, but they did tender an offer. So I'm still going to discuss that offer with Mr. Torres, but we are still awaiting some discovery.
All right, we'll come back on March 24th.
Very good, Your Honor. And I don't have anything else on the docket this morning. May Mr. Torres and I be excused.
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a wonderful day. I appreciate
You're
it.
welcome. Krista Chowalski. Carissa?
I'm in the courtroom, Judge.
Oh, God. Okay, I see your other thing.
Sorry, I went into the break room on my phone, so I apologize.
Sure. So
my
your
client is in the courtroom. He is in the courtroom, Your Honor.
All right. Let me just find the file. All right, if you can have them come forward. What is going on with this case?
This is the case we were set about a week and a half ago. You recalled today when I was in the breakout room with Mr. Villarreal at the time. They had discovered that there was a new case filed, or not a case filed, I'm sorry, a new report filed on an unfiled case. And I've been speaking to Michelle Hayden on it. And she has, on Monday, she emailed me the reports. My understanding from her is she is not wanting to file the case or file any kind of violation report at this time. Mr. Alinsky is on full house arrest with his GPS. Just in this case, and Michelle can come in and just tell you as well. But
okay, is there a family violence prosecutor available?
Judge, I'm available, but I can't get my camera to work.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it just says cannot start video.
Oh, because it's Monday.
I'm sorry, Judge.
It's Monday on a Wednesday.
I'll work on it.
Oh, no problem. So what is happening with Igor Alinsky?
I can confirm what Ms. Tarosky is saying, that we don't intend to do anything based on the new at-large filing, and that we're exploring some potential dispositions. I know that's vague, Judge, but.
All right, defense, have you received all the discovery in this case?
I have, Your Honor.
State, have you made an offer or no?
Not yet, Judge, because we've received I don't want to say a counter offer, but an initial offer from defense that we're exploring, but we need to run it through certain people.
All right. Okay, so we're going to come back on March 10th. You and your client can appear by Zoom.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Yes, they're going to give you a reset form. So if you can come to the back, Ms. Chowalski, and get the reset form, and then we'll bring you back. I know I keep pronouncing your last name different every time.
It's okay. I've been called worse, so.
Well, you know, it's so funny.
Confirm.
People always tell me, Judge, you've said De La Rosa so many different ways. I'm like, I'm sorry. At least I'm not saying Bexar.
That's right. All right. Maybe we be excused.
Yes. And after you get the reset form, he signs it. Yes.
I will. Thank you, Judge.
All right, Neil Kalfas.
Judge, I've conferred with Miss Hayden, and I was actually, I think, set tomorrow, and it wasn't me, it was Lorraine, but I represent Mr. Doe's on a murder case, and he had a family violence case set tomorrow, but we've resolved our issues. She's going to upload some discovery for me. If I could just be reset, I would very much appreciate it. And thank you for your time and patience.
Let me ask you, because I don't have anything on the docket. Is this case indicted or no?
It is, Judge. It was indicted in early January, I believe.
Do you have a cause number?
I do. I don't. I did.
If you don't have it.
2022 CR 0493.
All right, to the clerks, could you bring me file cause number 2022 CR 0493, please? And is your, I don't even see your client on the Zoom screen, Mr. Kalfas.
He's not, Judge. I think he's set tomorrow. I just butted my way into your docket this morning. So I do apologize.
Did you not want to, that's okay.
And I wanted to see you, of course.
Oh, thank you very much. It's always nice seeing you.
Likewise, Judge.
Although every time I see you, I remember our law school days and our first law school exam, because you always tell that story.
Yeah. You emotionally scarred me then that no therapy has been able to repair.
All right, let me see. Can you go to breakout room number 1?
Yes, ma'am.
And ask, oh, not you. Robert, could you go to 1 and ask Ms. Ferguson to give me a 30-day reset on this case? So we will get a reset on that. Do you have discovery, or are they still working on discovery?
I have discovery, but they're working on it. I have some discovery, but there's additional discovery coming in today.
All right. All right, we're going to get a 30-day reset. So your client will not have to appear tomorrow.
He's in, and just so you know, Judge, he's in jail also.
All right, so we're going to come back on March 24th.
And he has another case that's either one case number before that or one case number after that.
Yeah, he said he has a second one. Yes, that's what his counsel is saying. All right, we're going to look, but they're both come back on March 24th.
Thank you so much, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, you're excused. Tell everyone I said hi.
I will. Thank you, Judge.
All right, bye-bye. All right, Robert Maurer, who are you here for?
Judge, it's a recall from yesterday's docket on Andre Watson. It's CTD. I believe I was conferring with Marcus the last time. I just need an offer on it. I think they checked on some discovery for me from the last setting that has magically disappeared. So I just need to get an offer so I can convey it.
All right, I'm going to send you to a breakout room. Let me see, where are we? I'm going to send you to breakout room number 12.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Daniel De La Garza.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm back from the breakout room with my client. This is an MTR and there's a new number 1. So I would like to reset if we could. I was just hired on it, and it's a little more serious than what he's, currently on probation for.
All right, just give me one moment. Let me go to the breakout room to bring the coordinator out. All right, everyone, thank you for your patience. We are back. All right, so Daniel De La Garza, your
Yes, Judge.
client has been brought out of the breakout room. All right, so you're saying your client has a new number one?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you received the discovery on that yet?
I've received some of it, not all of it. I've
All right,
received.
and what is the alleged new number one? Because I don't have that in the motion to revoke.
Okay, it's a sex assault of a child.
Okay. All right, Norma, can I have a reset on Brian Arona? If I can have a 30-day reset, please, for a contestant. All right, we'll come back on March 23rd at 2 p.m.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Norma, Arona 16E can go back. Orlando Castagnon, Trey Duncan.
Yes, Judge, I've been conferring with the state in regards to discovery. They are supposed to be getting me some information today regarding a witness. And we've discussed also motions that I think we're going to be in agreement on. There is one that's a motion to suppress, and I'm not sure whether you'll be running that with trial or if you would set that off on to a different day.
Who are you conferring with?
Mr. Grimmer.
I'm here, Judge.
All right, and the
Ryan.
motion to suppress, is that a statement? Is that evidence?
It's statements.
And is it statements that alleged to have been made by Mr. Duncan?
That is correct.
How many witnesses are anticipated?
I think there would be at most 3.
I think that's probably right, Judge. It'd be less, 3 or less.
All right, will anyone have any objection if we do that by Zoom, or you want to do it in person?
Probably would prefer in person.
Okay, all right, we'll be able to do that in person. When will you both be ready for the motion to suppress?
Judge, I could check with the witnesses and kind of find that out, Judge. I can check with the witnesses and let you know maybe by the end of the week if we could do it, depending on what the court schedule is, Judge. I didn't know if it was something you'd want to run with trial or do outside of trial.
Okay, all right, Ms. Ferguson, this is what we're going to do because this is an old case, and this case has been around since 2020. I know there have been some issues with no jurors being available, but this is an old case. Ms. Ferguson, can you set this in 30 days? And in 30 days, we will be having the motion to suppress. And then immediately thereafter, we'll be doing the jury trial. So Ms. Ferguson, the state thinks they may have 3 to 4 witnesses. Mr. Castillon, not for you to tell me your case strategy, but do you anticipate any witnesses or no?
I think in total, my anticipation would be that there would be at most 3 witnesses in total.
Okay. And that's including the state's witnesses?
Correct.
All right. So Ms. Ferguson, can we set this for a motion to suppress? All right, we're going to come back on a motion to suppress on March 28th at 2 p.m. Mr. Duncan, you'll need to be present in the courtroom on March 28th at 2 p.m. for this motion to suppress hearing. Do you understand? Is that a yes? Is that a no? Your client is not saying anything.
Mr. Duncan, can you, are you able to hear? I don't know if his audio is connected, Judge.
Okay. Will you let your client know? March
I will,
28th,
Judge.
motion to suppress.
We've been in contact this morning.
All right, is there any other discovery issue?
Just what we discussed, and the state said if there's more disclosures that they were aware of, they will supplement.
All right, and did you receive all the discovery that Mr. Kuntz had?
All the discovery that Mr. Coons had, yes. Again, I think Mr. Groomer was going to be releasing to me some information, I think, by the end of the day.
All right, then thank you. Then you and your client are excused.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, Mr. Kuntz.
Hello again, Judge.
Hi. So who do you want to start with first?
So I've had a chance to speak to Ms. Hayden on Joseph Balboa. We're working on some things. I just emailed her some information and she's going to do some homework on her case, and we might be able to get it resolved in a way that is satisfactory to my client. I have not had a chance to talk to my client this morning, so I would
Where's
request.
Mr. Balboa? See, Mr. Balboa.
I saw him earlier. There he is.
We're here, man.
And I started to confer on Mr. Hughes first, but then Ms. Sparks had to deal with something else. So I'd like to circle back on that. If what I would like to do right now is if I could speak to Mr. Balboa, if he can be excused from the breakout room, and then I'll come back and if I can speak to Ms. Sparks a little more.
So Mr. Balboa, do you have all the discovery?
Yes, Judge.
Was the state able to tender an offer?
They're contemplating where they're going to land.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Mr. Balboa, can I have a 30-day reset? And Mr. Kuntz, if you all can confer off docket with the state giving you an offer on that, please.
I will, for sure.
All right, that's going to be March 24th.
Okay, 3/24. So can I be put in a breakout room with Mr. Balboa and then can he be excused from there?
Yes, and then
Thank
we'll
you.
address your other matters when you come back.
Thank you
Mr.
very much.
Balboa, you're welcome. If you'll go to breakout room number 4, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Michael Sawyer, you need a breakout room. Just
With
one
the
moment.
prosecutor from Family Violence, Your Honor. Daniel Carlos Munoz.
All right, Michael, could someone go to a breakout room with Michael Sawyer, please, from Family Violence? I'm going to send him to breakout room number 13.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Matthew Finch.
Good morning, Judge. I've conferred with Mr. Groomer, Judge. He just recently took this case over. It was Tom's case prior. My client, I don't think has appeared in court this morning. He had sent me some documents and sent the court some documents this morning that he is positive for COVID and has been requested that he quarantine.
I don't have any of those documents.
Your clerk, Judge Robert, had informed me that he'd been in touch with my client's wife and has provided that information to the court.
All right, just give me a moment. Oh, no problem. Can I see that file? All right, Ms. Ferguson. Oh, Mr. Joseph Ramirez, can I have a reset? He is ill.
Judge John Kuntz again. May I be placed in a breakout room with Ms. Sparks?
Yes, if you could go, she's actually in breakout room number 7 with Marcus. So if you can go to 7 and let them announce yourself to let them know that you're there, and then they'll send you where they need to send you.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to extend his plea deadline date to March 15th. So it's been reset for March 15th.
Thank you, Judge. And I'll follow up with Mr. Groomer to confer some more.
All right, thank you.
May I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you, Judge. Y'all have a good morning.
All right, you too. Everyone, just give me a moment, please. All right, Bill Simmons, Hector Garza.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, who do you have?
Crispin Valles.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial, Judge. It's still an unindicted case.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 4.
Judge, actually, is Megan Enriquez, is she shown up?
No.
Okay. My client has, I'm representing him in a state jail. He has a second degree or first degree that Megan is on.
All right, Miss Ferguson, can you see where Megan Enriquez is, please?
John Coons was here for her, Judge.
John Kuntz is here for her. And he is in number 5. So as soon as he comes out, number 5, I'll have him speak with you.
All right, thanks.
All right, Bill Simmons. All right, Cecil Bain.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, what is happening with your case?
I've had a very pleasant but unsuccessful conversation with Brittany. I probably shouldn't be saying that. It was very good. I know we're still working on something. I've talked to my client. I have some more ideas, so I guess I could talk with her again whenever she might be available.
All right, so Brittany is in number 7. I'm gonna send you to 7. Go in there, announce yourself and let them know that you're waiting for them, okay?
Okay, I hope she didn't hear that.
No, she did not, but everyone else did.
Got it.
That's okay, though. Bridget Garza.
Yes, Judge.
Yes.
Yes, I conferred with Michelle on Daniel Flores. And we're still working on obtaining some additional discovery, Your Honor.
All right, and what discovery is missing?
Text messages.
All right, did she tell you when she had some idea that they would have those?
She's going to confer with the investigators, Your Honor, to see if she can obtain that.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset on Flores for discovery, please? All right, we're going to come back on March 24th.
Judge.
Yes.
I need a different date. I'm not available that day.
Okay.
The day before or the day after?
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can we do the day before or the day after? All right, so March 22nd.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Flores, you are excused.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let me just find this on our sheet.
Bottom of 18, Judge.
Thank you. All right, and then your next person?
On Ms. Blanton, Your Honor. Also, if we can get a reset on Ms. Blanton, she needs to also confer with the complainant on the case. She needs to get information on damages.
Ms. Blanton, you need to share your video.
Ma'am, I've been trying to access it, but it said it was disabled by host.
No, I don't disable video. So here's the thing, Ms. Blanton. I require that every defendant or those who are excused, you show your video. If this happens next time, your Zoom privileges are going to be revoked, okay?
Yes, ma'am, but I promise it said, because I kept pushing video and it kept saying host disabled your video. I promise. I've been here since beginning before 9 o'clock.
All right, we're bringing this back on the 22nd. And that's March 22nd.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, you're welcome. Just one moment. All right, and then who else do you have with us?
That's all I have, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You're excused.
All righty, thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a nice day.
All right, you too. All right, Mark Darling.
Hello, Judge Boyd. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Your Honor, I was summoned to court today for Martin Gonzalez. He is out on bond from your court and he picked up a couple new cases. So I got the email yesterday and I got my file and I called his sister and she took the message. I talked to her and I said, hey, he's got to go to court. And then I also have an email of his, and I sent him the email yesterday about today. So I haven't spoken with him directly, but I do have that contact info historically. I don't even remember, but like I say, I opened up my file and was able to get a hold of his sister again. And I don't know where he is because I didn't see him.
Yes, he hasn't been on the Zoom screen. And County Court 11, he received a PR bond. He received a PR bond from this case. He has 2 cases out of this court, and the court, well, not this court, but he was granted a PR bond. Ms. Ferguson, on Mr. Gonzalez, let's recall this for Monday. If your client doesn't appear, then something else will be done.
I understand. And thank you, Judge.
And Judge, it would be on Tuesday, not Monday. Monday's
Yes, that's true.
Thank you.
Tuesday.
Yes.
Okay. I'll reach out again, and may I be excused for now?
Yes, and for some reason it has Troy William as the attorney.
Well,
he's on the other case, Judge.
If it's easy for the court, or if you're okay with it, I wouldn't mind if you took care of everything.
We'll have to wait till everyone's present before we consider
Okay.
doing that.
All right. I'll be present on Tuesday for this, Judge.
All right, thank you.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, let me see, Robert Maurer.
Judge, I was waiting to speak with Marcus. Apparently Marcus is not the DA on the case. And then I had to log out. I've got a bunch of settings today. So
Okay,
I'll leave.
who's the-
It's on Andre Watson. It's CTD.
Okay,
I just need an offer.
let me see who is available.
I can go in there and talk to Robert. It's Ryan.
All right, thank you. I'll send you to breakout room number 2. Bill Simmons. All right, Mr. Sawyer.
Oh, Your Honor, I am back. I've conferred with family violence on this case, and we have something in the works that will save the court and all of us a lot of time. If I may make my humble proposal to the court.
Yes.
He was looking at a total of about, it was originally 5 felonies, now I believe it's 4 felonies. We're working on a plea, he'll plead to 1 felony, it will be non-3G. It's a totally different set of cases than what I was originally looking at.
Okay.
So I like if the court can give an indulgence about 30 days out. But this will eliminate a lot of time. We will not be trying these cases. It will end up 99% in a plea.
All right, let me have Mr. Munoz come out of the breakout room.
And Judge, the case will be going on at that time to be the 42 case. I'm gonna look here on the front. The 2021 3542 case will be the primary case.
Okay. Ms. Ferguson on Carlos Munoz. Can I have a 30-day reset for disposition, please? All right, it will be March 23rd.
3/23. Your Honor, thank you for your consideration of this matter. I believe that really will save us a lot of time on both sides.
All right, thank you.
And Ms. Tovar, have we completed her yet?
All right, just one second.
Yes,
Mr.
Judge.
Munoz, did you need to speak with your attorney again or no?
Judge, I'll see him in a personal visit at the jail.
All right, Mr. Munoz, your attorney will speak with you at the jail. Do you understand? Give me a thumbs up if you understand. All right, thank you. Number L14 can go back.
Oh,
And just give me a moment. All right, and who is your other person?
That would be Rosa Tovar, Your Honor.
All right, is that criminal trial division or family violence?
That is criminal trial. It is a drug case.
All right, I'm going to send you.
We have conferred, Your Honor.
Oh, you have? Okay.
Yes, we're just asking for about 2 weeks out for time the state to come up with their final offer.
All right, where is Ms. Tovar?
She's right here in my office.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Oh, no, that's fine. I didn't know she was in your office.
Yes, Your Honor. She's in my front waiting area.
All right, Ms. Ferguson on Tovar. Can we have a 2-week reset for disposition or? Or did you want it at the same setting date as Mr.?
That would be very convenient, Judge. And meanwhile, if we wrap up Tovar in advance, I'll notify the court we'll do it in advance.
All right, so we'll put Ms. Tovar for the 23rd as well.
Thank you very much, Judge.
Thank you. If you have no one else with us, you are excused.
Thank you very much. That's great, Alicia.
Tell your brother I said hi.
As always, have a good day.
All right, you too. And everyone, just give me a second while I find Ms. Tovar on the docket.
Page 18, Judge.
Thank you. All right, Cecil Bain on San Miguel.
I've conferred and I need to confer with my client about the offer, but I also have 2 other dockets that I need to go to just to announce. May I be excused to do that?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
All right, Mr. Kuntz, you are back.
Yes, Judge, I've conferred with the prosecutors on the violation on Douglas Hughes, and I've conferred with my client, and I guess at this point in time, we're ready to present ourselves to you and determine what we can do here. And
Okay,
just so you know, my client is listed as Andy Hughes on the screen. That's what he goes by. Sorry.
Okay, Mr. Hughes needs to be in the courtroom.
Okay, I don't know that we knew that, Judge. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. That's fine. Mr. Hughes, can you unmute?
Yes.
All right, you need to be in the courtroom.
Okay.
All right, so we'll recall you at 2 p.m. or if you get here before then. Okay.
Is my bond going to be revoked because I have animals and things like that that I need to take care of, or like?
I don't know. I keep an open mind on everything, but you need to be in the courtroom at 2 p.m. Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank
Judge.
you.
I'll see you at 2. Oh, and actually, Judge, while I've got you, Andy, go ahead and log out and at 2 o'clock.
Okay.
I see that Attorney Hector Garza is on
Yes.
for Christine Baye. So Megan Enriquez, for some reason, who works with me, was appointed on one of this defendant's cases, but it looks like Mr. Garza has the rest of them. Can you just give Mr. Garza Megan's case? Because it doesn't make sense for.
Let me let you all go to a breakout room and talk. And
Okay.
Mr. Garza, don't injure yourself with those scissors.
Is he trimming his beard? What's he doing?
I have no idea, but I'm afraid for his safety.
I'm labeling my USBs.
Okay. You know, I remember in elementary school, they would say, don't run with the scissors and don't hand the scissors to somebody with the pointy part. So to this day, I never do that. I always hand the other part.
That's funny.
All right, so I'm going to send you all to breakout room number 4. And Mr. Garza, if you could go to 4, please.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Robert Bauer, you're back.
Yes, Judge. So I have an offer from Ryan. I confer with my client. We'd like to set it for trial.
Where is Mr. Watson?
He was in the breakout room. I told him to come back, Judge. He's in custody.
Oh, he's still there.
Of course. That's the way it goes.
Nobody ever wants to leave the house. You know, they say when you're ready for people to leave, if you have a party at the house, you have to start just turning off lights.
Yep.
And some people still, they'll stay there like, wow, something's wrong with the light.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me see. He's out now. Thank you. All right, let me see where we are. Does he only have one case, Mr. Maurer?
Yes, Judge.
All right, I see on this, I've never given a plea deadline date before, Mr. Maurer, and Mr. Watson, I always give a plea deadline date. It appears that your counsel has received an offer today. So I'm going to give you a chance to think about it. It's not me saying take the offer or not. I just don't like for people to receive an offer today, and then you need to tell me today. You understand?
Yes, I do.
All right.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome. So, Mr. Maurer, have you received all of the discovery? All right, Mr. Watson, is 2 weeks enough time for you to consider the state's offer?
Yes. Well,
It's just for you to think about it. Here's the thing, Mr. Watson. I don't like for people to receive an offer today and then make a decision today. So I can recall you for 2 weeks, or I can recall you for next week. What I can tell you is that we don't have any jury trials available anyway, because jury trials have been suspended and they're not going to be picking up again, I believe, until March 14th. So you having a chance to think about the state's offer is not pushing back your trial date at all.
Okay. All right.
All right. So do you want to come back in a week, or you want to come back in 2 weeks?
I can come back.
It's just you on what your chance to think about it.
Judge, I would request 1 week. I started jury trial in Karnes City on the 28th.
Okay.
All right,
So
Ms.
in a
Ferguson,
week.
can I have a 1 week reset on Mr. Andre Watson, please?
Judge, while we're waiting, the last time we were here, you said you would consider a PR bond for Mr. Watson. He cannot afford to make bond. And I'd like to see if you can have him interviewed for a PR bond.
Yes. Ms. Ferguson, can you make sure Mr. Watson is interviewed for a PR bond, please? And if you could have them expedite that. So we'll try to have that done before the 24th, Mr. Watson.
Okay,
But
thank you.
hopefully no later than the 24th, okay?
Perfect. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, you're welcome. Norma, Mr. Watson is excused. He is L16. And then Monica Guerrero.
I'm present, Your Honor. I got kicked out of your Zoom. I apologize. I'm back.
They kicked you out?
I think the Wi-Fi here is very bad in Del Rio.
Okay, is it criminal trial division or family violence?
It's family violence, and I've already confirmed with Ms. Hayden.
All right, so where are we on this case?
So I received a bunch of discovery from my client that I need to review to give to the state so that they can consider that in their case in chief. I'm asking for a brief reset so that I can tender that information to her. I was dealing with Caitlin Knowles, and she's no longer in your court.
Yes. Okay, just 1 second. All right, Ms. Hayden on.
I have to, Judge, I need to go there.
Graham?
Federal court.
Okay, sure. We'll give you a reset. So, Ms. Ferguson, on Nancy Graham, can you give us a 2-week reset on this? And Ms. Graham, your attorney is in person in another courtroom, and it's out of county. So it's going to be difficult to speak with her because she has to be in person.
Okay.
So we're going to come back on March 8th, and I'm hoping that will give your attorney time to review the documents that you've given her and for her to
Yes, Your Honor.
continue to negotiate with the state.
Yes, Your Honor.
Jury trials have been suspended. They're not going to begin until March 14th. So it's not like you're missing jury trial because this is happening, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
So we're going to come back on March 8th. All right, then you are excused, Ms. Graham.
Thank you, Your Honor. You have a good day.
All right, thank you too. And thank you so much. You're always so patient whenever you come on. Thank you so much.
Yes, Your Honor. Have a good day.
All right, you too.
Bye-bye.
All right, and then Monica
Kerala.
Yes.
Purville, Judge.
Yes. All right, who do you have?
I'm here on Joshua Hamilton. I believe he's logged in under Rebecca Malloy, and I'm subbing in right now for Dan Rodriguez, who's in trial in Wilson District Court.
Okay, it's a criminal trial division or family violence?
Trial division, please.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 2.
Thank you.
Okay. Ricardo Briones, who do you have?
Yes, Your Honor. I have Mr. Marcus Marin. He's incarcerated. I think it's a family violence case.
Let me find him on the docket.
Page 18, Judge.
All right, thank you. It is criminal trial division. I'll send you to number 5.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Mark Anthony Barino, you need to wake up. And to the clerks, you should have paperwork coming back to you on Yon.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry, just 1 second. All right, everyone, let me know when you are ready to proceed.
Norma, if you have a second, can you see me in breakout room number 2?
Will Brooks?
Hey, Judge.
Yes.
On Matthew Luna, I've been conferring with Ms. Hayden, and I would like to provide her with some more mitigation information. So we are continuing to negotiate, if that makes sense, Judge.
Yes.
And I'm asking for a reset for that purpose.
All right, how much time are you requesting from me?
If I could have 30 days, Judge.
Okay. And that's for you to provide information to the state?
Correct, Judge. And also, Judge, we have an agreed motion to modify conditions that I just emailed to Norma.
Okay. As soon as I have that, I'll take care of that. And Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset on Matthew Luna, please? Let me see. Hopefully she is not. She's in a breakout room. So I'm going to recall you for March 23rd. Oh, well, no, I'm sorry. March 24th, because I see that's what she put someone on for a regular reset.
That works for me, Judge.
All right, then you are excused and your client is excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
You too.
All right, Bill Simmons.
Yes, Your Honor. We have an offer. We just need paperwork on my client. He will be accepting it. So we possibly have a plea today. I don't know if we have time to get it done this morning, but I'm more than willing to wait.
All right, let me send you to breakout room number 1. And if you'll let Ms. Ferguson know. Ms. Guerrero, we reset your case for March 8th.
And Judge, I so apologize, but I didn't want to get my $750 fine that you get in federal court for being late.
Oh, no, I understand. But here's the funny thing. I do international CLEs for attorneys. So in Paris, if your phone goes off in the courtroom, it is a €1,500 euro fine.
Oh,
$1,500 euros. You do the calculations, which I think
that's
probably put
$2,000.
Yes. And so when you come into the courthouse in Paris, they have the security you come in just to get in the courthouse. And then each individual courtroom has their own security checkpoint. So all of the deputies there will tell you, if you want to leave your phone here, we'll seal it in a bag. And I was like real close because I'm like, what if it goes off, even though I have it completely off? So trust me, I understand.
Okay, well, I really do apologize. I would not disrespect this court at all.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. So we're going to come back on March 8th.
Okay,
so
perfect.
You can give whatever information you need.
I appreciate it, Judge.
You're welcome. Have
Can
a
I be
great time.
excused?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, Brenna, $1,500 euros. I'm sure it's probably gone up since then. All right, I think we're ready on Mr. Young. Who's the prosecutor for Young?
Ray, Judge.
Thank you. We'll start with the motion to revoke.
Judge, before we start that one, it's an agreement which defense told you isn't opposed on the DWI. Would you like to defer disposition until the sentencing?
No. Yes, that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to take his plea today in the motion to revoke, and then we'll do the plea on the plea case, and then we'll come back on a date for the sentencing. All right, so the court is calling 2019 CR 1019W, State of Texas versus Austin Michael Young. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Joe Ray Garcia.
For the defense?
Luis Martinez on behalf of Austin Young.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. The court will note for the record that the defendant and the defense attorney are in the courtroom. Any objections to us proceeding by video, state?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
No, Judge.
Mr. Young, I'm showing you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Austin Michael Young who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2019 CR 1019W for the offense of evading arrest detention with a vehicle on March 20th, 2019 for a period of 3 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Right. State?
On or about the 30th day of October 2021 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Austin Michael Young, committed the offense of driving while intoxicated in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
State with the remaining allegations, Your Honor.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No, Judge, no objection to that.
Right. Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. And Ms. Ferguson, can I have a reset date for cause number 2019 CR 1019W in the chat box, please? And there's going to be a plea bargain agreement in a new case, so we'll need a PSI report.
And Judge, I would recommend that we do a tap as well on that one.
All right, thank you. All right, so that's going to be April 5th. And that'll be at 9 a.m. Do you expect to have witnesses, Mr. Martinez?
Yes, Judge, I do.
How many witnesses are you anticipating?
Probably 2.
All right, State, do you plan on having any witnesses?
No, Judge, just argument.
All right, then let's do this. Ms. Ferguson, then can we do this April 5th at 11? All right, so it'll be at 11 a.m. All right, next we're going to proceed in cause number 2022 CR 1449W, State of Texas versus Austin Young. Again, if parties could announce for the record, please.
Joe Ray Garcia for the state.
Luis Martinez on behalf of Mr. Young.
And are you Mr. Young?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. The court will note for the record that the defendant and defense counsel are in the courtroom. Any objections to us proceeding by video? State?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
No, not from the defense, Judge.
Mr. Young, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Court will find that the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled application for community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Judge, I have, and I've discussed it with him.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Young, I'm going to show you a document entitled Waiver of Indictment, Reading of Information, and rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you understand by signing that document, you're giving up or waiving certain rights that you have? One, the right for a grand jury to hear the evidence in this case and make a decision on whether or not to indict. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And certain rights that your attorney has, namely 2 days from the presentation of the information and 10 days from the presentation of the information to prepare for trial. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived indictment, reading of information, and rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled information. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the information?
Yes, Your Honor, we did.
State, are you proceeding on the information as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Young, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
What you're charged with is driving while intoxicated third or more. That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and a right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
We've discussed it and we've discussed his defenses.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Judge, I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe so, Your Honor.
Mr. Young, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 5 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. State is opposing your application for community supervision. There's to be admission interlock for half the term, 2-year license suspension, and a plea of true on the motion to revoke and cause number 2019 CR 1019W. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, there have been none.
Then to the offense as charged in the information, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea.
State offers State's Exhibit 1 and its attachments.
And
The
that's before the
objections?
judge, Your Honor.
Mr. Young, I'm going to show you what's entitled waiving consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, State, if I could see you in a breakout room, and Mr. Martinez, if I could see you in chambers.
I'm coming, Judge.
All right, and so that Mr. Garcia, so that we'll have Mr. Martinez on screen, that's why he'll be in chambers. And Mr. Garcia, if you could join us in breakout room number 1.
Judge Boyd, it's John Kuntz. May I interrupt you?
Just give us one moment, Mr. Kuntz. And I know sometimes everyone, when it appears that I'm not doing anything, it's like you can't see off in the side.
I know that you're always doing something.
You know what, John? It's sort of like the, in the plays when you read Shakespeare or something, and then they have something that's happening in an aside. But let me finish this case very quickly, and then I will take you.
Yes, ma'am. No problem. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thanks. All right, we're back on the record. And 2022 CR 1449W. The court finds there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court is finding you guilty. This will be reset for April 5th for a PSI. I'm going to request the TAP evaluation. And also, I want to see if he will be suitable for felony drug court. I know felony drug court does not have any room at the moment. They're beyond capacity, which people need to call whomever they need to call in their legislature about getting more beds, more funding for people who have different needs. So I want an evaluation for felony drug court as well, Rebecca. Is there any other requests, Mr. Martinez, that you think your client will leave?
No, Judge, not at this time. I think that's a good that's a good measure for Mr. Young. Judge, you did issue a judge's warrant for him, and he's being held pursuant to that.
Yes.
When are we coming back on that? Because I've got to be in Del Rio on the 23rd, and I know Monica is going to inform the court of how that can be. So would you be able to come back on the 22nd?
Ms. Ferguson.
Yes, ma'am.
On Mr. Young, Mr. Martinez, will you be back on the 24th?
I will be, Judge. I'm available the 22nd and the 24th.
All right. Ms. Ferguson, can you recall Mr. Young for the 24th? And that will just be as it relates to the judge's warrant.
Yes, ma'am.
And then Mr. Young, I'm going to send you to a breakout room, and probation will go over your conditions.
Yes, ma'am.
So we'll send you courtroom. If you could go to breakout room number 1, please.
Yes, Judge.
And then John Kuntz.
Hey, Judge, 2 things. First of all, my client Douglas Hughes is walking into the courthouse right now. He should be in the courtroom any second now. I just spoke to him on the phone. And then with regard to Crispin Valles, Mr. Garza has 2 cases, and Megan Enriquez, who works for me, has another case. And after consulting with Mr. Garza, I just think it makes the most sense to have him on all of the cases because he's been with the client for the longest, I believe. The only concern was Mr. Garza is not on the appointment list for what is currently listed as a, did I already give the file?
So
It's a 1 to 4.
All right, so then I'm not allowed to do that.
Okay.
Those are the rules.
Okay. So, okay, that's fine. The client apparently did not appear anyway. He's homeless. So I guess
so
we'll
on
just,
this one, I think we've been, and I always try to give people, well, I take in consideration when people are homeless. But on Mr. Valles' case, this is the 5th violation report. And I keep resetting it for 14 days and 14 days to give him more time. And so the last time I set it for 14 days, and they've been trying to contact him according to the violation report at the number that he listed. They've been trying to contact him by email. Let's do this because there's some, I don't know if the pretrial services people know their your clients who his attorneys are. So just give me one moment. Ms. Ferguson, can you see if you can get Dominique Tiarina in here from pretrial services?
Yes, ma'am.
We're gonna see what we can do. So just give us a moment. We're gonna have her zoom in here. And who's
Okay.
your other person? Anyone else?
Douglas Hughes, he should be in the courtroom by now.
Okay. Just give me a moment on that one because they're going over paperwork. And I am completing paperwork on Garcia.
Yes, Judge. I'm glad he got it in because my phone died in the middle of the conference. But we went through it, Judge. So I was saying, is that George Garcia, Judge?
Yes, it's George Garcia.
Yes. So we are ready to proceed, Judge, on the MTR.
All right, let me have him move from the breakout room. Just 1 second. I need to go to the breakout room. Mr. Simmons, we're waiting for them to bring your client back.
Yes, Judge.
Judge, I just saw a chat that my client is in the courtroom now.
Okay. Mr. Malloy, the person in the green under Malloy, green sweatshirt, Rebecca Malloy, can you unmute for me, please?
Your Honor, Rebecca Malloy is actually defendant Joshua Hamilton.
All right, Joshua Hamilton, can you unmute for me, please? Thank you. Who is his attorney?
It's Dan Rodriguez, and he's in trial right now in Wilson District Court, so I'm appearing on his behalf. I just conferred with the state. They did extend an offer, and so if we can have a reset so that our client can consider that offer.
Joshua Hamilton, can you speak up for me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let me ask you a question, and this is a serious question I have for you. Do you know about proper behavior in a courtroom?
Yes.
All right. Why do you think vaping is proper behavior in a courtroom? Your Zoom privileges have been permanently revoked. I'll see you in the 187 District Court. It's located at 300 De La Rosa.
Okay.
And you need to be here today. All right. Your client needs to appear in the 187 District Court. His Zoom privileges have been revoked.
Yes, ma'am. What time would you like him to appear?
He needs to be here as soon as possible.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes. And to the courtroom, if you can let me know whenever you're ready for Mr. Hughes to appear on screen.
Mr. Hughes, can you stand in the middle, please?
You said in the middle?
Yes, where those arrows are, just face forward.
Okay.
All right, and why is Mr. Hughes here? What is he here for?
Judge, there's some allegations of some missed breath tests on, I think, February 4th, 6th, and 14th.
All right, yes. So, Mr. Hughes, why are you missing your test?
There's a lot going on with me. I've been struggling a lot the last month. My on again, off again girlfriend of 7 years was murdered about 4 weeks ago. And I haven't really been handling it real well.
Judge, if I could let you know, a woman named Victoria Stampley was killed near the Pearl area, kind of by Fort Sam about a month ago. They've arrested 2 people already on this case. And my client, who had been struggling with alcohol and in fact had recently been in an inpatient facility and was recently released. This has been a very traumatizing event for him, and he's not trying to make any excuses for you, Judge. He's been going to AA meetings about 4 or 5 times a week. I've encouraged him to find a grief counselor because I think that's what he really needs some help with. He starts a new job tomorrow. He has health insurance now, so he can afford the counseling. He's really, I can just look in his eyes and tell he's really suffering from clinical depression right now. And again, these aren't excuses, but he has been going through something a lot harder than a normal person is going through right now.
Who's he seeing for counseling?
He isn't seeing anyone just yet. He's been going to AA meetings.
So, Mr. Hughes, and we're not on the record, how we're going to address this issue?
I mean, I need to get more involved. Like I said, I mean, I definitely need to get professional help. And now that I have insurance, I can finally afford it. I've been distracted. I've been not eating, not sleeping real well the last month. Like I said, I've really been struggling. Like, I'm doing the best I can right now.
Does he have the in-home device?
He does, Judge.
We're going to increase the times he blow in the in-home device. How often do you blow in the in-home device, Mr. Hughes?
3 times a day.
All right.
Judge, just a question. Just to avoid everything, is an ankle monitor like the Scram? Would that be okay instead of having to continue to blow?
We can do that.
He's going to be working, Judge, at a restaurant, and it's probably hard for him to it's a pretty busy place. So.
All right, what we're going to do then, I'm going to modify conditions of bond to Scram in lieu of the in-home device. I'm going to ask for 90 AA meetings in 90 days. You need to really concentrate on that because your sobriety is important. And the answer to everything that happens in your life is not, let me take a drink.
Right.
Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand.
So if you
Judge,
need counseling, you need to get counseling.
If he gets into counseling too, can it be 90 meetings of some sort? If he's seeing a counselor on a day, he might not have a chance to make it to AA also.
Yes.
Okay, so it can be.
Come back to me once that happens.
Okay, sure.
All right, thank you. If there's nothing else with Mr. Douglas, then he's excused.
Okay,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
We're good. Yeah.
All right, and then Mr. Hughes, I will tell you, they're not going to take you off the in-home until you're actually placed on the ankle monitor. You understand?
Okay, yeah.
All right. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Miss Tiarina. Hi, thank you. You all are so awesome. Whenever I call pretrial services, you all hop in right away. I appreciate that.
Perfect. Thank you, Judge.
All right, so we are here on Crispin Valle. It's a 5th violation report. It appears nobody knows where he is, but he does have 2 attorneys. So both his attorneys are here. I don't know if you're able to confer with both attorneys in the breakout room to let them know what you've done in order to locate Mr. Valle, and maybe if you have more contact information than they do.
Yeah, so I spoke with, I want to say someone out of Megan. What's her last name?
Megan Enriquez. Yeah, she works with me, Ms. Tiarina.
Yeah, I spoke with someone out of that office. I believe it was yesterday. They asked for updated contact info. So the only number that we have is his grandmother's, which we've called, but she states that she has no contact with him and has not had it for a while.
So that's the only contact information you have for him?
Yes.
All right, who's the prosecutor who's on this case? It's criminal trial division? Anyone
I'm not
available
sure.
from criminal trial division?
Here, Judge Ryan.
All right, Ryan, can I see you in breakout room number 1?
Yes,
Hector
Judge.
Garza, John Kuntz, can I see you in 1? And Dominique, if I can see you in 1, please.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right, Cecil Bain.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm back. You've been busier than I have.
That's okay.
I need to speak with Brittany again if she's available. If not, my client and I have conferred and he needs time to consider the offer.
Who's your client?
I'm sorry, of course, San Miguel, 2021 CR 11391.
Right, I don't have Mr. San Miguel on the screen.
He's in jail and they might have, released him or whatever.
All right, so Mr. Bain on San Miguel, I'm sorry to do this to you, but we'll have to come back at 2.
Oh, okay.
All right, so we'll come back at 2. Norma, can you let the jail know we'll need Mr. San Miguel back at 2? And we're going to take up one other matter. Mr. Bill Simmons, where are you? Bill Simmons.
I'm here, Your Honor.
Who's the prosecutor on Garcia?
It was Miss Spears.
There's no Spears.
I'm sorry. Brittany, I heard Sparks. I'm so sorry, Miss Sparks.
I can do it, Judge.
Thank you. All right, the court is calling 2020 CR 9842 State of Texas versus George Garcia. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Ryan Groomer for the state of Texas.
For the defense?
Bill Simmons for defense.
Are you Mr. Garcia? I need you to unmute, please. Are you George Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
I'm from the state of Texas, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Garcia, I'm showing you what's entitled to appear by video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. I'm going to show you what's entitled motion to revoke community supervision and First Amendment motion to revoke community supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same George Garcia Jr., who was placed on community supervision in 2020 CR 9842 for the offense of evading arrest detention with previous conviction on April 13, 2021 for a term of 5 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, Judge. Violated condition number 1 on the original motion to revoke probation that on or about the first day of July 2021 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant George Garcia Jr. committed the offense of theft under 2500 in violation of condition number 1. And then I have one more violation to read, Judge, off the first amended motion to revoke probation.
All right, just one moment. To violation of condition number 1, how do you plead? True or not true?
True.
State.
Off the first amended motion to revoke probation, violated condition number 1 on or about the 27th day of January 2022 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, George Garcia Jr., committed the offense of theft in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, ma'am.
State.
That we'd waive the remaining conditions, Your Honor.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Garcia, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition 1 and 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility, and up to a $1,500 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of conditions 1 and 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of conditions 1 and 1 true. Is there an agreement?
There's an agreement, Judge. We'd ask the court to revoke Mr. Garcia off of his probation and to reform the judgment from 2 years to 18 months state jail and sentence him to those 18 months. And in consideration for his pleas, we will be TICing 2 night mags 620815 and night mag 647416.
Is that the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Garcia, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
Just one moment. All right, then the court, as previously stated, is finding violation of conditions 1 and 1 true. The court will grant the motion, sentence you to 18 months in the state jail facility, taking consideration NIMAG number 620815, 64716, give you credit for any time served. Showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
If you have a question of a definition of a weapon or ammunition, you need to contact an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Garcia, how old are you?
41.
I'm sorry?
41 years old.
All right, so here's the thing. You get to that point in your life where you're going to have more of your life behind you in front of you. You're almost there, unless you're planning to live past 100, which some people do, some people don't. Here's what you need to understand. People don't like it when people steal. So I'm going to give you a theft course because obviously nobody's given it to you before.
Yes,
Don't
ma'am.
take what doesn't belong to you. You understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
When you do, people get upset. If you want something, you need to work for it. You understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Garcia. Norma 16C can go back. Mr. Simmons, you're excused. Ricardo Briones.
Yeah, yes, Your Honor. I'm here for Marcus Muddy.
Okay. What is happening with Mr. Marine?
His family asked me to withdraw from his case, and Mr. Muddy's in agreement. So we are going to file the motions to withdraw if we haven't filed them already. I guess what he would like is a court-appointed attorney, as well as that. And I conferred with DA Ryan Groomer.
Okay, Ms. Ferguson, we need to call Marine back for next week. And Mr. Briones, if you're withdrawing from his case, that needs to be done by then. And we'll
Yes,
have
sir.
a hearing on that. So Ms. Ferguson, can we call this next week on the 22nd or 23rd? All right, we'll come back on the 23rd.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, Norma, L15 can go back. And everyone just give me a moment, please. All right, Mr. Bain, I didn't know if you wanted to come back this afternoon, but your client, Mr. San Miguel, is back.
Actually, I had spoken with him and he needs to consider the offer as it is. And I wanted to go back to Brittany and see if I could counteroffer. So that was why I came back.
All right, Brittany, are you there?
Yes, Judge, I'm here, but can you make me a co-host or move me?
Sure. I'll move you to breakout room number 1. And Mr. Bain, if you could go to 1, please.
Yes, thank you, Judge.
Sure. All right, who's here on Trevino? Christina Mendiola?
Yes. Hello.
Hi. Who's the prosecutor on Trevino? I feel like I'm
Marcus.
talking to myself today. It's like, I'm just having a conversation with myself. Okay. Court is calling 2019 CR 11520, State of Texas versus Jeannie Trevino. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Marcus Sanders.
For the defense?
Cristina Mendiola.
All right, are you Ms. Trevino?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No objection.
Any objection from the defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
Ms. Trevino, I'm showing you what's entitled defendant's consent to appear by video conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am. That's
Court will
correct.
find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. I'm going to show you 2 documents. One is entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision. The other is First Amendment Motion to Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review those documents with your attorney and did you understand them?
That's correct. Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Jenny Trevino who was placed on community supervision in 2019 CR 11520 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, criminal group 1, less than 1 gram, on March 6, 2020 for a term of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am. That's correct.
State?
From the First Amendment motion, condition number 1, on or about the 12th day of January 2022, in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Jenny Jaziel Trevino committed the offense of possession of controlled substance, PG1, in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
We'll
True.
waive the rest, Judge.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No objection.
Ms. Trevino, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court would find the truth, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $1,500 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct. I understand.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
I do, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there an agreement?
There is, Judge. We are asking that you grant the motion, revoke her probation. We're asking that you reform the underlying to 1 year and sentence her to 1 year state jail.
Is that the agreement?
That is the agreement, Your Honor. We ask that she be credited for any time that she has served.
All right, Ms. Trevino, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, ma'am, I'm asking.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
I am.
All right, the court, as previously stated, is finding violation of condition number 1 true. The court will grant the motion, sentence you to 1 year in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. Show you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am. I
Because
signed it and I understand it fully.
Oh, thank you. Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you need to know the definition of weapon or ammunition, you'll need to ask an attorney. Do you understand?
Completely, ma'am.
All right, we'll go off the record. How old are you, Ms. Trevino?
37.
All right, Ms. Trevino, I gave you a chance to do what you needed to do. You're still continuing to use. You're getting to the point where you're going to have more of your life behind you than in front of you. Do you have any children?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
How old are they?
I have a 15, a 10-year-old, and a 9-month-old.
And where are they now? Who are they staying with?
With my mom, and the other one's with my sister. The other one's with CPS. Due to the warrant, I couldn't. I finished CPS, but I couldn't continue because of the warrant of the MTR.
All right, so here's the thing, Ms. Trevino. It's no longer about you, right? Because you have children who are 100% depending on you for their care, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Children always love their parents, no matter what.
Yes, ma'am.
And they love their parents unconditionally. And you got to start giving your love unconditionally to them. And part of that is putting them first. Before the drug use, they need to come first. And when I tell you that you're almost to the point where you have more of your life behind you than in front of you, I absolutely mean that. But when you add on the fact that you're using drugs, that really makes your condition precarious and dicey, because you never know if the drugs that person made, if they knew what they were doing or not doing, if they were having a bad day or not having a bad day. Because people who make drugs, guess what? They have bad days too. And sometimes they're not measuring things correctly. And guess what? It's not FDA approved. They have rats and roaches running around. Something falls on the floor. They're like, oh, well, let's just put it in here. So each time you use drugs, you are rolling the dice with your life. So there are plenty of places where drug treatment is free. If you go to the state jail facility and if you get out, which you should in 1 year, you had better hit the ground running and run straight to a drug treatment facility.
Yes, ma'am. It's funny that you say that, because I have a best friend that just died from drugs because of something they put into it that wasn't supposed to be in it. It's just, I guess they thought it would make it better or something. So it's not funny. I'm not laughing, but it's a coincidence that you mentioned that. Those are wise words said, and you're correct.
And here's the other thing. Children will always accept you back in their life, but if you're not going to do right, don't be breezing in and out of their life, because it just makes it more difficult for them to adjust. And when your mom, their grandparent, and your sister have set down ground rules for them, and you come in like the Mary Poppins, the nice, happy-go-lucky person, and you say you're going to be there and you're not there, that's just going to make things more difficult for your grandmother and your sister and other people who are raising your children. So get it together, okay?
Yes, ma'am, definitely.
All right, good luck to you, Ms. Trevino.
Thank you. You too. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right, Cecil Bain.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, what is happening with your client?
I have conferred again with Brittany, and I can tell my client nothing has changed, but he needs some time to think about the options.
Okay. All right, so Mr. San Miguel, I'm going to give you some time. You've tendered the offer to Mr. San Miguel?
Yes, yes, I have, Your Honor. And this is the first offer we've gotten, so
Oh, I know. I marked everything in my file.
Of course.
Yeah, because today it says 216, state is to tender an offer. So I know it's the first time.
Well, it's not one that would be easy for him to decide. So I guess I can.
No problem. Miss, do you have all the discovery?
I can't tell you I have a lot because there's 4 different incidents in the same day. So I do have a lot. I don't know that what I'm missing. Let's put it that way.
Okay, so what we're going to do, Mr. San Miguel, just hold down the space bar. It's the longest key on the keyboard. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to give you a 30-day reset so that you can think about the offer that's been tendered by the state. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset for Mr. San Miguel? Yes, you're raising your hand.
So in 30 days, basically nothing's gonna change?
Well, I don't know. I'm not in charge of the offers that the state gives. I'm sure your attorney will still be speaking with the state between now and then, but I'm not in charge of that, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're gonna come back on March 22nd.
I can tell him that I've been informed that it's not a 3G, so that may make some difference in his consideration.
Yes.
If that's the case, I'm willing to sign today on the file, you know?
Okay. All right.
Well, wait, Mr. San Miguel, they've not offered you 5. Okay.
Okay. And you know what? Wait a minute.
I'll confer with him, Judge, if I can then be excused.
Well, let me just do this. I'm going to recall this for March 22nd, Mr. San Miguel. If your attorney speaks to you, which he will, and he wants to come back before March 22nd, all he has to do is let the court know, and we can put this on here next week. We can put it at the beginning of March. Your attorney just has to let us know, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Ferguson.
Possibly ought to confer with him, Judge, just to.
You want to confer with him?
Okay. Sounds like he might be.
I'll need you to come back to the main room after you confer with him. So Mr. San Miguel, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. And then Cecil Bain, I'll send you to number 1.
Yes, Ron.
Actually, you're already in 1. You can go there.
Yes. Okay, and you do want me back?
Well, I need you to have your client come back.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yes, we'll come back.
Okay, so I think he's getting someone to help him go to breakout room number 1. Everyone, we're going to stop live stream. We're taking our break. Brenna, you are excused. I'm taking my break. It is now 12:30 p.m.